Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Boardman Gets Paid podcast. I'm your host, Andre Lindo. We got regular Sheldon. What up?
I'm
How
here,
you
man.
living, bro?
I'm at like 60% health.
It's like we
You
it
know
was
that
like we
that
rotated, like we swapped.
I know, right? I don't know
You're at
how that
60, I'm at 20.
you sent that virus to the computer like it was Napster. Like you sent that like LimeWire, bro. Like you
If
sent that
people don't
virus
know,
right through. These
if
kids don't know
people
about
don't
that.
know,
They don't know the HIV we used to send to our computers, the AIDS to give our little Windows computers. Like we used to destroy our computers trying to download Lil Wayne and Cameron songs.
yo,
Like,
you
ooh,
used to burn CDs, like
oh yeah, oh
oh
yeah,
man,
oh yeah,
those were the days. I burned my CD until I found an MP3 player that can hold
oh yeah.
one. Oh, was it 10 megabytes of music? Phew.
I remember I had a Zune, man. I'll never forget the Zune MP3s came out. And
Yeah,
I couldn't get a iPod Touch, so I got a Zune, bro. The Zune
yeah.
was lit, man. I love
Well,
that.
I was always against Apple because I couldn't just put any files I wanted.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And the Zune, like the secondhand ones came out, and you can just put anything on there, bro. I love that.
Those are the days, man. Those are the days. Now we got streaming.
Yeah,
We got streaming.
we've strayed far away from where we come from, man. Far, far away. But
Yeah. So today has actually been a good week for the Raptors. This is what or at least this week, sorry, was a good
good
week for the Raptors.
for sure.
Raptors went 2-1. Can you believe that? I
Yeah,
I
man. Hit
couldn't
the
believe it.
applause button, man. Come on, man. That's an applause button right there. Hit that applause, man.
Oh, I have
Come on, man. Let me hear that applause.
Congratulations to the Toronto Raptors going 2-1. First winning week of the season.
Yes.
One more clap for the. Anyways, that was great. That was great. But and the teams that we beat the Golden State Warriors without
Yeah.
Draymond and Kaminga, and then we beat a fully loaded
Fully,
Celtics.
fully loaded
But
defending champ.
hey,
Uh, what else could I say? No,
well,
no laboring, nothing.
we're gonna get into it, but
Okay, I know what you're gonna. I know where you're going with this.
you know where I'm going, where I'm
That's where
smiling
you're
up.
going.
But yeah, and then we went like they do not want to have the Darko pizza party because I'm telling you, if the Raptors win 3 games in a row, I'm going to have pizza on
I,
the next pod
I think
because
Darko.
necessary.
I think Darko likes anchovies on his pizza. I guess that's why. Because
Stop
it makes
that
no sense. It makes no sense why you wouldn't want to have a pizza party. Pizza's my favorite food.
pizza.
For those that know me, that listen to the pod,
You got to win
they know
three in a
pizza.
row.
Yeah, like pizza's my love language, bro. Why would you want to, get a pizza party?
Yeah,
Come on, guys, let's get it
well,
together.
we were so close, but then
Very
so
close,
far, so
very,
far.
very close.
But we're going to talk about the games quickly, and then it is actually the halfway point, or a little bit under the halfway point. The Raptors have played 42 games
Yep.
in a season of an 82 game season, so we want to go back and kind of go back memory lane and just kind of, just rank the team, see how they're doing. Was it what we expected? And a few other things that we're going to talk about, some crazy stories around the league, and some trade talk because there's some interesting trade things
Heating up,
brewing and
it's heating
some
up, man.
things that anger me about this team. But we're going to get to it. So let's start off with the first game, game one. The
Yes,
Raptors. This is what we were actually
referencing
recording in our
last.
last part.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and we ended up watching this as we are recording. So
Uh-huh.
Raptors, they beat the Golden State Warriors, the Draymond less Warriors, and this was an interesting game because
It
this
was.
is this is the number that really stood out to me. 34% from 3.
Yeah.
So, the question I want to ask you is, do you think they were actually playing good defensive 3-point, like on the 3-point line, or was it that Golden State just was missing threes?
Well, you have to remember, Golden State is a three-point shooting team by DNA, right? Like that's their whole MO ever since Steph and Clay got there, and especially after Steve Kerr took over. It's been a three-point shooting team that's been their
Mhm.
bread and butter. That's how they won championships. That's how they've been relevant. They have the best shooter in the world, which makes sense to be a three-point shooting team with Steph on your team. The problem is, Buddy Hield.
As you can see,
He is
3 for 13, 2
he,
for 10. Wow.
he is the ultimate. He's the ultimate volume shooter. Like if
Yeah.
he's not feeling it, he is hard to watch. Some of his shots, bro, it was like wide left. Some of them were like at the corner of the rim and the backboard. I'm like, what is going on over here? And
Yeah.
he's
So
and
that's
he's
what I'm wondering is was like our was we doing
I don't
something
think so.
different
I don't think so. Like I
defensively?
said, so I think it's a combination of both because the Raptors came out with a lot of good energy. It didn't last throughout the game because there were some spots where it's like, it could have been better defensively. But the Warriors were just playing into our hand.
Yeah.
They were just shooting bad shots, which usually if they start going in, and I know we had this debate before about Steph Curry and these guys, but if their shots are going in, they're a great team. If it's not, they're not that good anymore. They're not as good as defensively as they were before.
We did talk about this earlier in the
Yeah,
season. We did. I
you know,
remember.
you know what I'm saying. So it's like let them shoot, yes, but if they miss, boy, do they look bad. So I think the Raptors did a great job of pressuring them in the beginning of the game, but the Warriors, they were missing it. They're just like, yo, we're just gonna keep shooting, and it
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of bit them in the foot. Because the Raptors will let you back in the game if you really want to get back. They will let you back in the game,
Which was
but I
happening
think
in the third quarter, right? Like that
that's
third
what I'm
quarter
saying.
started to
Right,
come back.
right. But ultimately, the shots just weren't going out for the Warriors. But I will give some credit. The Raptors did have very good defensive energy. That game, Scotty was really, you know, into it, and it kind of trickled down to the rest of the players. Um,
Yeah, Scotty Barnes did have a pretty good game there. 23 points, 9 of 21.
yeah,
Went to the free throw line, which is something that I
he
really
was
don't
aggressive.
see.
He was aggressive.
8 rebounds, 6 assists, and limiting those turnovers. He's averaging about 3.4 turnovers a game. So
Yeah,
it's good that you can see him, trying to limit that as much as possible. And I
yeah,
think that was another turning point is that, we tried to limit those turnovers right now to 14.
yeah.
Um,
It's pretty
it
good.
seemed like Darko really, really wanted to win this game
Yeah,
because you see Scotty had those 40 minutes and
40 minutes. Yeah, it's
Jakob
crazy.
34. But the thing I wanted to talk about in this game for sure
Yeah,
is that it seemed like Darko finally adjusted. Darko was running the high low pick and roll
yeah,
with Scotty and Jakob Pertl. And
yep,
you can see it from the numbers. Like Jakob was plus 14, Scotty
yep,
was plus 12. There
yep,
were so many high low feeds between Scotty, RJ, and Jakob Pertl
yep.
down low. It was like because obviously there's no rim
There's
protector,
no rim protection.
there's
There's no
no
defense
defense, interior
at all.
defense, and
Yeah,
no one can stop those guys under low. And
yeah,
it's that is what I've been wanting. Like yes, I have my issues with Darko,
sure.
but to see the growth of him finally recognizing and preparing for a team
Yep,
um, that don't have the defense or at least the personnel to
yeah,
kind of handle our personnel and using us our size
right.
for the first time as an advantage
Yeah,
was very very eye opening to see. Okay, maybe just maybe Darko is just fumbling around as a coach for this year, and maybe he might have something next year that once we get better players and a little bit more,
I'm, I'm
you know,
still, I'm
yeah,
still, I still have a flyer out on him, on Darko, because I believe with all the ups and downs this year in terms of players not being in the lineup, it's hard to
mm,
coach, right,
yeah,
with consistency, right, because you don't know what you're gonna get every night. But I
yeah,
will say, you know, this game was a good indicator of, him recognizing the in-game adjustments.
yeah,
Like you said, the Warriors didn't have any inside presence. That was
mhm,
our advantage tonight, right? So we got
yeah,
Jakob, we got other guys. We got even Scotty and RJ who are interior players for the most part.
mhm,
Could use that to their advantage. And they were Scotty was getting downhill the whole game.
yeah, yeah.
That high pick and roll, he's just taking advantage of it, getting downhill. He only shot 4 3-pointers, which is right around where I want to see him.
Yeah, I don't want to see any more
I
than
don't want
that,
to
and I
see any
like
more
that.
than 4. Give the other shots to Grady and our other shooters, which are nobody right now. Which
Again, Grady, 10 shots. I want
I
more.
want to see that exactly.
Yeah.
You know, um,
But we do have to call out Chris Boucher, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
Chris
no, we're gonna see
Boucher.
that, man. Come on,
It
man.
seems like the point of trying to, if you want to keep the Raptors in the game, you got to play Chris Boucher.
Yeah, give
18
the ball,
points,
man.
7 of 9 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3 point range. He was kind of all over the place.
Hold on. Plus
Um,
one, plus one.
let's,
They're going plus minus stats.
let's- this is where you like.
You shake
Um,
your head. You don't understand it. It makes no sense.
I don't understand it. No, no.
Yeah.
But the reason why I think that he was in the game when they were down,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
then
yeah.
he's the one like keeping them
So kind
in
of
the.
balanced out the average. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
I still don't get the stat.
yeah. Nah.
Unless it's like very far. Because look, Grady Dick -10.
Yeah,
What's
so
up?
is Kelly Olynyk, who only played 10 minutes. So he's -10 in 10 minutes.
-10.
It's like,
Oh my god, how many
yeesh,
points did people
two
score on this
points.
dude?
Yeah, too
That's uh,
much. Too
that's kind of
much.
sucky.
Who was even
Anyways,
guarding? Anyways, go yeah, continue.
yeah, but then again, another thing too is all these players that I think these guys had. Sorry, these
Yeah,
guys
go
were
ahead.
down in the G League.
Yeah, yeah. So
Of course,
they
I'm
had a
talking.
lot of guys down in the G League.
Mhm.
You know, I think Walter could have got some minutes. Was he down? He wasn't down there as well. I don't think. Was he down in the G League?
Yeah,
Jacoby.
I think so. I think Jacoby was down there.
Okay, so yeah, well, I mean, well, Scotty played 40 minutes, so I think coach really wanted this game. Plus, you had Bruce Brown only 11, was it 13 minutes? Shed at 17. Like these guys don't really play that much, so good for us. We're relying on our starters. Getting a lot of chemistry, a lot of minutes together. RJ didn't really have that many minutes, nor did Mitchell. I think Mitchell had like 3 fouls in the first
Yeah, and
quarter or something
like
like
in
that.
the
A
first minute.
technical or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
he
was
was
really
not playing well. But you
ridiculous.
got Jamal Shed coming in and being steady. I'm
Yeah.
still saying this again that I believe Jamal Shed is our future backup point guard, no matter what.
Yeah, 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 for
He's the
sure,
best point guard on this team right now.
for sure. And
Um,
depending on who we draft, if we draft a lead guard, then
mm,
yeah, he's got to be the lock for the backup point guard for sure.
yeah, and I just like how he plays. He's very headstrong and
Yeah,
yeah.
y-
And see, and if as you can see, look at all the players down in the G League. And
yep.
notice Jamal they can't afford to send him down, right?
No,
So and I actually talked to JD. If you guys look back, I talked to
go
JD
check that episode out.
about the G League, and it's like we talked about like maybe having a Jamal Shed going down with these guys so that they can get the minutes, but he
Right.
was talking about how we can't because we don't have the personnel
So we don't have,
at
yeah,
point
exactly.
guard,
We don't want
right?
Garrett Temple at point guard for more than
No,
0 minutes.
zero.
Like we don't need to see this guy at all. Just we like you said, we don't have the personnel. But these guys need run. They need NBA run. Again, you're in a
Yeah,
rebuilding year. If
yeah,
the players are not like super raw, like Ulrich, Chomche, like
yeah,
keep them up in the big squad, man. Let them get NBA minutes. It's important,
yeah.
bro.
It's
So yeah,
funny. I asked JD about bringing him up, Shamshay.
yeah.
Like, no, don't. He's
No,
not. He's not
he's
ready
not
yet.
ready,
He
man. He's not
just
ready.
send it. Keep him down there. Let him learn
Yeah,
how to play basketball.
that's it. The
Yeah,
potential is there, sure, but let's not rush. This is not a Bruno Caboclo situation where the fans are gonna force him up here. No, we don't want to see that. We don't.
yeah. So we'll get to the next game. So
Yeah.
all in all, that was a really exciting. We were just. I think everyone really wanted them to play and win that
It was a
game.
fun game to watch, man.
Fun game.
Like we had these bad games. I want to say bad games, like bad playing games for Raptors. But
Yeah,
this was actually a fun one to watch. Like
yeah,
the Raptors were competitive, and yeah, man. Shout out to them for the win, big
yeah.
win. And you got to
Okay.
mention Drake in the house, bro, who who wanted to get a little shine on the broadcast.
Yeah, the
So I
man
think
got banned. He was
yeah, the
banned from the
Raptors actually
broadcast.
told him no more
No, but
sideline reporting. It's crazy.
you can't be going after
No, I
DeMar
get it. I get
DeRozan.
it. I get it. I get it.
Bro, you
It
need
was
to
just
chill
interesting.
that.
It was interesting to see that because usually, usually they let him talk whatever he wants to say, but I think he did cross the line with that whole
Yeah,
DeMar thing. It was blown out of proportion. I think he
yeah.
was joking for the most part, but is they can't allow that.
These guys don't. Sometimes people don't handle the jokes.
Yeah,
But anyways, I wanted to kind of shout out. We got a few viewers here watching us live. Hello, everyone.
sir.
If you
What
have
up?
any
What up?
comments, send us up. Let us know how we doing, and if you have anything you want to kind of say, don't agree, you agree, or you want to throw something in, just send us a line here.
Yep.
But anyways, back to the next game. So next game, surprising,
Yes.
surprising win against the defending
The
champs.
division rivals.
Wow, our
Who
division
I
rivals,
think they're up like 17 championships on us, something like
mm,
that.
something like that.
Something like 17, 18 up on us.
I don't think but they're 21 and 12, 29 and 12. But
Yeah.
we came in there and they got mollywopped.
So let's
Now,
let's frame it the proper way.
okay, so
We-
I didn't watch this full game, so I
Okay.
don't remember watch. I watched like the last because I started seeing, yo, we're still winning, and I don't understand. Third quarter, and we're winning. What's going on?
Yeah, I
Oh, the
chipped in
fourth
in the
quarter,
middle of the first. I was
yeah,
surprised. So yeah, we started this game out, and everyone seemed to be dragging their feet on the Celtics side to start this game. It's pretty average, start to their game. Guys were missing a lot of shots at the beginning, and the Raptors were just kind of pushing the pace on them a little bit, getting them into foul trouble early. Um, it was just kind of one of those where you're like, oh, the Raptors had a good start. They had a like 4 or 5 point lead for a little bit. And I'm like, okay, that's good. And then all of a sudden, you're expecting the Celtics to gotta bounce back, but they look like they're playing in mud the whole night. Like they look like they didn't tie their shoes properly, or their jerseys were slanted, or something like. They just didn't look comfortable the whole night. And
yeah.
obviously, we know why. We know why.
So I don't have the pictures, but our dear friend Jason Tatum, the fake, the softest, as
Quote
what's his
unquote,
name? The
yeah,
softest Boston
superstar.
superstar,
Yeah,
and Jalen Brown went out on the Toronto Knights life,
Young
and
Street strikes again.
just just I don't know. It's a little of the week. I don't understand,
Listen,
but
man. The pictures don't do it justice because it looks like if you watch the pictures, like, oh, they're just taking pictures with a celeb, Toronto
no.
celeb. Shout out to top five, but
Hey,
it was. I'm sure behind the scenes, it was a lot crazier than what we saw in those pictures. Those
there
guys
was
probably
a
had a time
It was a very
last night.
interesting video of a degenerate gambler
Oh
that
yeah.
gambled on Jason Tatum, had his video camera on him,
Oh,
or sorry, his phone on him, and Tatum was watching the eye candy,
oh yeah.
Toronto eye
That's how that.
candy,
That's how that
in the
was.
stands, and it's like, bro, didn't you have fun last night? Like,
Listen,
what
man.
else you need, bro?
We've heard of the reports of a certain superstar for a certain face of the league that I won't say his name. Certain 40-year-old face of the league who has
You already gave
notorious
it away, bro.
relations. I didn't say no name, so he can't come for me. But he has certain relations when it comes to Toronto,
Hey,
specifically in the summer months. So hey
he
man,
cared better and all them
hey,
times,
we, we
but
we live
it's
out
funny.
here. We live out here. We grew up here. We know what it's like. Okay, we know the potential
Why
that
is it always Boston? Like we always get Boston. Like it's like
Lakers
something
too.
about Boston.
The Lakers back, any team that used to come here on a Sunday or a weekend game, and it was like an early game.
Saturday game,
That
12 o'clock.
Saturday or Sunday, yep, those guys are not up yet. They're hungover. They are, all the above. But you can tell the Raptors took advantage. They probably sent some bottles over that night.
Hey, guys, thanks for joining us in
You know,
Toronto.
right
You
off
know,
of Pearson Airport, they just said, "Hey, we got a car for y'all. Just take y'all right to the party." Yeah, but
you
the
guys
Boston.
don't understand. Like Toronto has a history of
Listen, ask Jalen Rose, okay? If you're curious, ask Jalen Rose. You can look it up. He's spoken about it for years. Toronto is a special spot for partying and clubbing, and we're known for that. So when guys come here, that's the first thing they do. They party. They go clubbing, they go private parties. It's different now where, you don't have to see them in the club to know that they're partying. There's a lot of private spots out here that people don't know about. And yeah, shout out to the Toronto Tings, man.
the
y'all got us a
Toronto
win.
Kings.
Y'all got us a
Hey,
win.
hey. Just a side note, as you call it, the Toronto Kings.
Oh, the
The Toronto
Temple.
Galdems. Sorry, I mean the Temple. They got sent out merch, and
Yeah.
I saw a
What do you
thing,
think
and
about that, man?
uh,
It's
as a
not
person
exciting,
that
right?
is now in kind of the media eye,
I was about
I'm
to say
very excited of the team. As a designer,
that's
they do need that logo is
yeah. We're gonna need a
lacking.
rebrand like after year
Yeah,
one because I
yeah,
know
that
they
the logo is
invested in much.
lacking.
That rebrand's gonna have to happen like ASAP.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't understand the name, and but if it's
Neither
Tempo,
do
I
I.
want to see a little bit more
'Cause
movement
guess what?
in the logos so that
Not
it
even that.
shows.
Not even that. Tempo has nothing to do with Toronto. Toronto is one of the slowest cities to maneuver around, whether it's transit, whether it's traffic, whether it's getting a job, advancing in a job. There's no speed here at all. What are we talking about? Tempo?
I like, but what you can think about is Caravana.
Okay, but even that the parade is slow. It's a
It's a good
crawling.
tempo.
All
So
right, all right.
so the
Good
reason
take.
why I bring this up is that I brought a new hashtag for it to tempo, and it's
Okay.
like hashtag tempo up, and that's how I see
They
it. Like
pull up.
yeah,
Wow,
tempo up. So
wow, interesting.
I sent that to the tempo, and they liked it.
Really?
Yeah, they were like, yeah, they're like, yo, that's really cool. Okay, so I'm just letting you know that is my hashtag. Andre Lindo created it.
They're looking for any reason to create some positive vibes
Hey,
because we Torontonians we're very critical, especially in the black community. We're very
hey,
critical of style and merch and these things. Like we're very very critical. So if it doesn't look good, we're not gonna be like, hey, let's just rock with it. We're gonna call it out.
yeah,
That's been our MO from day one, right?
yeah.
So yeah, man.
So
We'll see.
hashtag tempo up. T-shirts are coming
Tempo
soon.
up, man.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll get into this game a little bit. Yo, Peyton Pritchard, man. I just want to talk about this kid real quick.
Hey, yo, I'm gonna let you solo. I'm gonna get some warm water because
Yeah,
I
go ahead,
cannot
bro. Go ahead.
talk
Go
from
ahead. I got
here.
you. I got you. All right, man. Peyton Pritchard. We got to talk about this guy for a minute because he is somebody that, is very talented, but I don't think he gets as much recognition playing beside Tatum and all these guys on the Celtics. But Peyton Pritchard can hoop. Now let me tell you something, man. This kid is a bona fide shooter. Like he is a shooter. 7 of 11 from the floor, 4 from 8 from three. Right, he's a +6. He had one steal, no turnovers in 30 minutes, almost 31 minutes. Like he played a great game. He was keeping them kind of afloat in the third there. Hit some big shots. It looked like he was the only one that was really into the game. I think. Right, finished the night with 20 points, and I mean they got to give this guy more minutes. So I don't know where they're gonna find it. Derek White was horrible tonight. He was missing wide open shots. He was 2 for 9, 1 for 7 from three. Like, come on, they should have given more minutes, bro. But giving him less minutes. I mean, but Peyton Pritchard really kept him in this game. Al Horford, still looks like he's a serviceable big man out there. And the Celtics are good. I just feel like we talked about earlier, coming to Toronto, if you get caught up in the nightlife, or if you come here thinking you're gonna party and then play a good game, unless you're Kobe Bryant, it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you right now. Toronto has that reputation of partying hard, and these guys come here for a good time. And if you can't keep up, this is the result. Even against a bad Toronto team, it's still the result where you got to bring your A game against us. We're gonna play hard, and we're gonna play up to our competition for the most part. I really thought that they could out talent us today, but the Celtics, but they didn't have a chance, bro. They didn't have a chance. They missed a lot of shots. They were not playing aggressive. Jalen Brown looked like Mike James, bro. He was
Did you
horrible.
say Mike James?
Mike James, how do you have 10
That's in the
points in
past.
32 minutes and you're a Finals MVP? I'm sorry,
It
that's
takes
not
16 shots. That's like out of
4 of 16, 5 of 15 for Tatum, 16 points. I mean, these guys played horrible. Minus 23, minus 17 for Kristaps. Porzingis looked like he's old and washed. He looked
he
like
got.
he run up
Yeah,
down the court.
Pirtle was
Jakob
killing him.
Poeltl was giving him the
Yeah,
business, right?
I don't know what it was. 8 of 8. Look at that, 100%.
So, man,
One thing I wanted to point out:
yeah,
they went 16 for 46
there
from
you go. We're
three.
gonna talk about it. Yep,
But hold on,
yep.
Golden State went 16 for 46 from three.
Really? Wow.
Like, isn't that
Interesting.
crazy, bro?
It
It's
is. Well, I
almost like it
mean,
was manufactured.
it's
Very weird.
Darko's plan,
Darko
huh?
went in and it's like, hey,
46
46 3 pointers,
threes.
let's
You're
go.
only gonna get 16. Yeah, listen, man. Listen, both teams, like I said, came in sluggish.
Mhm.
And credit to Toronto because a lot of times you could, look at an opponent and be like, man, these guys are good, and be in awe of them, kind of play down. But Raptors really played above their standard in this game. Scotty,
Yeah.
not his best game, but was very efficient.
Defensively, I thought
Yeah,
he did a
his
good job on
his
Tatum.
his energy was amazing. He had that one play where he was clapping up in his face, and then
Yeah.
then instantly got blown by. Like you got to look at the tape on that one.
But then Tatum
Tatum
missed the dunk
he
though.
got stuffed by the rim.
He
Like
got
that was just the story of the night. Like the Raptors are playing hard, but again, it's the Celtics. They're a
yeah.
talented team, but they just couldn't make shots. They could not make shots. They could they're missing layups. Dirk White was missing layups at the rim, right?
I
He's
don't
missing
know.
wide open threes.
I'm
Like
telling you that booty shaking they were doing last night. I don't know.
I'm telling you,
That's
Peyton
crazy.
Pritchard is the only one that stayed home, bro. That's why he looked focused.
Yeah,
And in the
Peyton
game,
Richard.
he had
Yeah.
20 points, bro. He's efficient, right? And he's a good player, bro. I think he deserves a little more run.
You think he's a starting point guard in this league?
No, not a starter. No. Maybe on a
Interesting.
bad team, but he needs more minutes for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
So yeah, it was a good game. I couldn't believe we won, really and truly.
Yeah,
Like
no,
we
you know what? I couldn't
controlled
believe
it.
we were leading most of the game. Really and truly. Like we had control from beginning to end, and that was a shocking part for me.
And they were doing that high low feet thing again. It was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
good offensive basketball,
You know
which is
what?
why I'm giving Darko a little credit. Like it's like
Yeah,
maybe just maybe he's to finally getting to these players
yep.
and but then the
Pirtle,
next game just made me
well, you gotta give Pirtle some credit. There I was watching the Celtics broadcast during this game, and Brian Scalabrine, the White Mamba, he
oh
had
god,
some high
Brian.
praises for Jakob, man. He's like, I'm listening to this guy, and he's talking about, oh man, if we had Jakob on our team, we're going undefeated. And every time Jakob scored the ball, he was like praising him. It was kind of weird, but I get it because
I'm
Jakob was
gonna say
destroying them back then. He was
you
destroying
know
them.
Brian Scalabrine is
He's one of the worst
he's
of
a
all time.
very interesting person
Yeah,
because
but
I'm
it's
not going to say that the man is racist. I'm not
sure.
going to say that because I don't think he's racist,
No.
but he's very good at that political
It's Boston, man. It's
talk.
Boston. That's why they hired him because he's good at
Yeah,
towing the line of
yeah,
what you
toes
just
the
said.
line a lot
Yeah, he toes the line a lot.
because
But he's a huge homer. He's a
he
homer.
was on the Blake Murphy show,
Yeah,
and
I saw that.
he was there glowing about his boy. He supposedly found capture the flag.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he
So
was talking about that the whole broadcast. Like,
whole
oh, it's
broadcast,
gonna be
he's like, "Oh,
great
he's gonna
for
be amazing for your team," and
yeah.
blah, blah,
Like
blah. And it's just like
it's kind
nothing
of
about
weird,
the
no?
other players. Yeah, but I listened to that his show on XM radio. I hear the callers, the way that they
Yeah,
talk. I hear the tones. Um, you can't obviously accuse them anything because
yeah.
there's nothing that's tangible.
Right,
But
exactly.
as black people,
The signs are
we know,
there.
we know, we
Yeah, the
know, like
signs are there
what's up. But
for sure.
hey,
For sure.
it's Boston. Do what you want.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next game.
Yes, sir.
I'm
Big
sorry
win.
for the
That's
coughing,
that's the
guys.
win
I
of the
just
year.
get my buffer.
It's all good. We
Um,
understand, man. Win of
uh,
the year, by the way. We got to call that the win of the
you
year.
think
So,
that's the win of the year?
yeah, of course. Against the
I
defending
thought the
champ?
Pacer game was the win of the year.
Hell no. This has got to be the win of the year, bro. Against the defending champions while we're in a rebuild. This is
Yeah.
like the 95, the 95, was it 95 or, yeah, 95 Raptors that beat the 72 and 10 Bulls. Come on,
No,
man.
I don't think it's on that level because they
I'm,
actually beat them because they beat them. Like I think Boston's.
I'm
I
kidding.
think we lost. They lost to the nightlife.
Yeah, they're
That's what
outside
happened.
that. But, it's a big win still, regardless. We got to give them props.
So then we went back to our old ways. The Raptors lose to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yes.
I watched this full game. It
So did I.
was really bad,
It is
really
bad.
really bad.
There was no answer
And
from the jump.
and there was no answer for anyone.
Nope.
We're starting to see trends that whenever the Raptors play a team with a rim protector, they're very
Yes.
soft.
Yes.
And this team had two rim protectors that was destroying them.
Yep.
Scotty
Scotty
had
was
this
back.
diamond of Giannis, and
Brook.
look at his points. Like look at his stat line. It
It
was
sounded
tough.
nasty, bro. It was
Yeah.
nasty.
Scotty had a really terrible game.
Yeah.
0 for 6 from threes,
Yeah.
10 assists. Of
Or
course, he was
15, bro. Ugh.
yeah, 5 fouls, 2 blocks, 2. So
He,
he did have an okay game against Giannis, but Giannis went erupted for 35 points, man. Like
what I'll say is it's like the LeBron thing, right? Like LeBron will drop 40 points, but the other team will win the game by 3 or something, or lose by 3, and you'll look at his defender and be like, "Oh, that defender had a good game against LeBron, but he had 40." Right? It's the same thing tonight. Like Scotty played really good. Like if you're
yeah,
watching the
he did.
game, he
Yeah,
played good defense on Giannis, but Giannis
it was
just like
3 straight possessions where Giannis had a turnover, a carry, and then
yeah,
a missed shot.
steal.
And it was all Scotty playing tough
Yeah,
defense in his
yeah,
side.
Yep.
And it really brought up the conversation, especially last night,
Yeah.
about again Scotty Scotty's offensive performance, and
Right.
is he the type of player that is supposed to be a number one? Like when we talk about, again, I know the conversation keeps coming up,
It's tough,
but
man. It's tough.
Is Scotty the guy we should build around? And again, I keep telling people,
I think it's yes. I think it's
I
yes.
think it's yes,
Yeah.
but I
Uh-huh.
think you guys have to, people need to think about him as a certain type, like the type of player.
Yeah,
Think of him
exactly.
as Jason. I think of him as Jason Kidd.
You see, the reason why people are confused because when they say is he the face, they think it's like we always have this thing where the face of a team should be a Kobe Bryant or a Michael Jordan type,
Or
where
Kawhi Leonard or something.
where
You
they score the
know.
most points and the most dominant offensive player in terms of points. They should, mid range jump shot, 3-point shot, all that's great. Magic Johnson was the face of the Lakers as a point guard. He played
Yeah,
center. He was a face of that team, right? He was a unicorn, one of one. Nobody else has ever been like this guy, ever. Even now, even with the comparisons with other players, there's never been a guy like Magic Johnson. The reason why is because he knew what he was, right? He was a point guard who's gonna get his other players involved. He's gonna play defense. He's gonna play the passing lanes. He's gonna play hard, but he can also play defense. He can also score in the post when needed, right?
yeah.
This is what we need from Scotty. We need to define him as a basketball player, not just oh he's a point guard. Oh no, he's a three. Oh no, he's a four. What?
He's a
Put him on
baller.
the court. He's a baller. Put him
And
on
I
the
think
court.
and I
Let him.
think that's the problem with us as a team, like as fans, because we're looking at
Yes,
him like he's in our mind, like
they
all of our
want to be
number
Kobe
ones
and
have
Kawhi.
been,
Yeah,
yeah, have been like
scorers.
really good scorers, have
Yep,
dominated offensively. Yes, we've
yep,
seen him do it, but like that is not the type of player he is. And I think we're putting him into a hole. But as you can see, there are some things that we like maturity wise that he
yep,
were having issues with.
yep,
Things where he's not being engaged in the game.
yep,
He's such an emotional player, and it's
yeah,
hard to keep his emotions in check. Which a friend of mine has been really talking about. It's just like
yeah,
it's very difficult to kind of know what you're going to get when
yeah,
he's working off of emotions versus his skill sets.
yeah.
And he's not the type of player that's going to take. I don't think he's the type of player that will take on the load and score 35 points, get 12
No, he
blocks.
can though. He can.
He
He's
can,
able to, but
but
that's
he
not
needs
his.
players around him.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
needs like, and I think those are the things and the issues that we have to talk about.
Yeah,
And that's where I talk about the coaching and putting him in positions to succeed and stuff like that.
yeah,
When I hear the coach telling me, "Oh, I want him to shoot more than 10 threes a game," I
yeah.
don't think that's
That's
very
not to his
intuitive of
advantage.
his.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
to his advantage.
and my friend believes that it's like more that is Scotty. That is what Scotty wants to do, and
I don't
I
agree
don't
with.
agree. I think
I don't agree with
he's being told to do this
Yeah,
because he wants to be this type of player.
yeah,
But at the end of the day, I think, and this is me putting on my future hat. At the end of the
yeah,
day, the way that I'm going to see a team, the Raptors team, as a top four team in the East or
yeah,
no, in the league, is that Scotty is a facilitator.
yeah,
We have that number one isolation scorer,
yeah,
and then the role players around him that can step up to the plate.
yeah,
Players that can get into position as Scotty is starting to bring gravity towards him. Same
right,
with that one-on-one player that can bring gravity to him,
yeah,
and then start to build around those type of players. And we're hoping that we get that top four pick and we can get an Ace Bailey or a
yeah,
Cooper Flag or even a Dylan Harper just to
yeah,
kind of really help us anchor and build those type of players. So
for sure.
I know what we're seeing. Yes, he got 10 points, but like the facilitation is so great. Like the young players that are getting in there, Chris Boucher,
Yeah,
the rookie, the old rookie.
the
Um,
rookie there.
I know I'm being a jerk. Um, but these type of players, and I really want to get Grady going. I feel like you can't have him being sitting in the
Oh
jump.
well, remember
I want him to shoot, bro.
it's year two, right? And back to your earlier point about Scotty, like
Yeah,
you have to remember guys like him who are very outwardly passionate about the game. You have to remember when Kevin Garnett came in the league, bro. He came in the league as a high school player, all the talent in the world. They didn't know what to do with him. They thought he was a center. He's like, I'm not a center. I'm a hooper, bro. Put me anywhere.
Yeah,
I'm a score
yeah,
the ball, shoot the three, whatever. But he used to live by every emotion on his sleeve, right?
yeah.
Every play, good or bad, it was an emotion came afterwards, right? And I think we need to stop this thing about, trying to turn guys into something that they're not. Right. I think we need to embrace people for who they are. Scotty Barnes is not a bad player because he shows emotion. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's a good thing to have.
I'm not saying about showing emotion. It's more about controlling his
Yeah,
emotions.
well, okay. So okay. So now this is where I kind of disagree with those points because a lot of times we look at players that don't like Kawhi, for instance, right?
Yeah,
When he first started, developing into a star player, that was the whole thing. He doesn't show emotion. Who cares? Or he doesn't do this, doesn't do that. He doesn't show our controllers. Or sorry, he doesn't show emotion when it should be shown in certain instances. I believe, and this is just me, right?
yeah,
Y'all don't have to. I believe that when a guy is showing emotion like that, whether it's if it's not detrimental in terms of like complaining about calls or taking stupid fouls, if they're not doing anything like that, show all the emotion in the world, bro.
yeah. But
Be
that's
who you
that's
are.
that's what we're starting to realize is that there'll be times where Scotty will shoot three pointers in a row, like that
Right.
happened last game, and then he'll get
This
down on
coach is
himself.
asking you, right?
He'll get down on himself, and he starts to mope, and then he starts to kind of not like say, okay, throw that away. Let me get inside.
He's
Let me pump
23,
fake
bro.
and go in. And
He's he's
I,
23.
I
4 year.
know, but
It's hard
like,
to ask these guys to be mature at this level of their career, right?
but how
Like
does he know?
you,
Like, how
you
is he
have to
supposed
go
to
through these things.
know? But how does he know that he's being immature if
Well,
he's
that's
not
the
being
thing.
told?
Okay, but look, right? If you don't see it like as a mentor, if you don't see it to correct it, right? Then that's different. If he's showing it and you're able to talk to him afterwards, I'm looking in the future. Is 3 years from now are we gonna remember him being emotional, right? Or we're struggling. I want guys to care when we're not playing. Look at him after the game,
Yeah,
when it's lost to Miami. Like his face in the towel,
yeah,
probably in tears. Like he hates losing, and I get it. He's been winning his whole life in basketball, right? And it's hard for these guys. This is why I'll go back to like this whole draft process and all this stuff. But like, you put you draft good players, you put them on bad teams, but then like the teams are not building fast enough to kind of sub what's the word I'm looking for, to like speed up the process of winning, right? Like there's a lot
mm,
of bad teams that get good players, and those good players play on bad teams for too long, too long, right? Scotty's been on a couple good teams already. Right? He's been in the playoffs already. He's seen what championship players look like, right? He's been around good players, and I think that this year is probably the hardest year for him, right? Being a
yeah.
rebuild. So I'm
It's
gonna give
been
him a
tough
lot of grace here.
because I think about it this way, and I think me and JD were talking about this as well. Is that
Yeah,
you have a coach telling you to do a specific thing, and you're doing it,
yeah.
right? And you keep doing it over and over again. What's the
You're not
definition
seeing
of
the
insanity?
results. Yeah,
And
you're
it's
not
not,
seeing the
and you're
results.
not seeing results. And then you see that picture of him so frustrated on
Yeah,
the bench, and there's like it's like there's no vet there that really has gone through something like that to be like, hey, let's talk about this. Let's
yep.
let him work on it. Here's some things that we need to work on.
And
But then
I'll say it like I've said it before. Losing Kyle Lowry was one of the biggest things, bro. Was
it's
the
funny you say
hardest
that
thing.
on the spaces there were
Yeah,
Molly's a very I guess a very eccentric voice on the thing, and she
okay.
was like, man, if we had Kyle Lowry, he'd just come
Listen,
do
bro.
this and that, and I'm like,
That's
well,
why I would pay $15 million a year to sit on that bench and coach these guys up the way I know and I've seen him do it for other players. Like this guy literally raised up DeLon Wright, Norman Powell, OG, Pascal, like all these JV. You know what I mean? He's coached so many young
Hurdle, yeah,
players
he
in,
got
in
those guys
Myrtle
up.
into like really solid NBA players. Who are still in
Yeah,
rotation today. Even a guy like Gary Trent, like all these guys who've played with Larry for more than a year have credited him with like being a real leader and a real vet to take their game to another level. And I think
yeah,
we're like I said it a couple of pods ago, but we're missing that right now.
yeah.
Garrett Temple is not that. Bruce Brown
Like
is not.
Garrett Temple seems to be focusing on like being a coach, like an actual
Well,
coach, right?
okay, but that some kind
No,
of
but
before.
that's fine. I
You
think
know
that's
what I mean?
fine. But I think
Yeah.
we need We need that vet. Like I know Scotty and Thaddeus Young had a little bit of a spat,
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
kind of feel like he kind of needed him to be out there and just like, hey, you can't be doing this shit, man.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Even
all right,
even Pascal, if he was still on the team, like
yeah,
somebody like that where a young star could go to and be like, man, how
yeah,
do I get through this or get through that? But yeah, well, growing pains, bro. Growing pains. This is where we
yeah,
are right now.
yeah.
And I feel like, question for you: do you think if we develop or if we get a top four pick next year, or sorry,
Mhm.
when we get a top four pick, is that issue still going to be prevalent, or is it just the talent going to outweigh a need for a real vet?
No, no,
You know,
no. We need vets. We're gonna need the vets.
yeah,
Like the vets that we have now are just not it.
yeah,
Because like if you think about if we're going into the next year,
yeah,
I want a big man vet and I want a guard vet,
right.
right? Someone I wouldn't mind even like someone that's like Kyle Lowry or someone that's gone through like a really good organization like a
Bro, bring
Miami
bring
or
back
a
JV.
Spurs.
Let JV play, get some minutes, and
Yeah,
teach these guys how to be a professional. Like someone like that.
someone that can just show professionalism.
Yeah, for
Take
sure.
players on the wing that has kind of a track record of like
Yeah.
who I'd love to bring in, which I'm not sure we could, but Marcus Smart. I know
Oh yeah,
people
yeah,
have
yeah, yeah.
like these thoughts about him,
Oh, he'd
but
be
if you
great.
brought someone like that in to just like
He'd be great. Oh yeah,
you know he calls. I remember him calling out those two
yeah.
players, the two Boston players, and they straightened up, bro.
Avery
And
Bradley.
everyone was like, "Oh yeah, Avery Bradley. Oh, that was a good player too, man." Like,
Oh yeah,
um, anyways,
oh, yeah,
so let's kind of take a shift. We kind of talked about this week,
yeah.
but I want to go
Good week,
over
guys. Good week.
some. Yeah, it was a good week, but as we know, it is Tank Nation's holiday. Let's just take a look at where we are. So I don't know if you understand this. This I really
Lottery
want to
odds.
talk about the lottery odds and why
Ooh,
it is
I
very
like that
important.
spot, baby. Number two. Let's
Yeah.
go.
So just to explain this, and I think Pencer basketball actually explained this. I want to, but I want
Right.
to our audience to really understand this. If we drop to the last place, which I don't think we will,
Okay.
are the worst we can do is the
Yeah.
fifth pick. It's the
Okay.
worst.
So let's talk about that because I saw a stat
Mhm.
that said the Raptors have the easiest schedule in the NBA for the rest of the season.
That's yeah,
Which I
that's
don't
the
know if
issue.
that's valid because we're also a bad team, so it doesn't matter if we have an
But
easy schedule.
I think we're playing like a bunch of these teams like 4 or 5 times.
Right.
These like
Okay.
five teams,
Okay.
right?
Sure. Sure.
The
Sure. Sure.
issue is if we fall to this part right here.
Where's that? Number four?
Four.
Then you
So we
increase the
fall to
odds of
four,
falling out of the. Got you. Got you. Got you.
even though we have a 2% spot to get to eighth.
Yeah.
It's this number here, 25%
Yeah.
of getting the sixth pick.
Yeah.
I don't want that. That's where we
Six.
don't
Yeah.
want to
Six
drop
is
on the
out
top
of.
four.
Six is out of, or yeah, even five is out of the generational talent because if the draft goes the way we assume it to go, which is what Flag, Bailey, Coop,
Yeah,
Harper, and whoever else. Like out of those three, I feel like and Bailey. I said Bailey, right?
yeah.
You know, who else is a franchise
CJ
altering
Edge come yeah, as well.
edge club man? Yeah, like who else is going to be a franchise altering player after that, right? So you don't want to fall in that 5-6 mud hole. You might pull out somebody that turns out to be great, sure, but we want the for sure franchise altering player right now to take us in the next 15 years.
It's necessary. I kind of think this is like um it's very important that we kind of stay where we are
For sure.
because even if we like having a 27% chance of getting that fifth pick, I
Ugh.
think I'd rather the chances of like you see you have like literally like almost 40 something percent,
Yeah.
50
So
something percent.
okay, outside of this year's our number one pick, how many other picks do we have? I think is that it or
So we have the our first pick for this year, and then we have
yeah.
Portland's second round pick.
Oh, their
So
second round
Portland's
pick.
at sixth, right?
So we only have
So
one guaranteed first round pick right now. Right now,
correct,
like, as
yes,
of today.
yeah,
Okay, okay,
yeah,
okay.
and that's of for this year.
That's
Next
yeah,
year
that's
we
what
have
I mean. Yeah,
two,
that's what I mean. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and next year we have two. So I
Okay.
kind of think though, Sheldon, if
Yeah,
we don't get this top four pick,
yeah.
there's no way in hell we should be trying to win next year.
Well, I don't even think we should be trying to like. Okay, I think
I
next
think
year
we should go hard.
you gotta clean the bench. You gotta clean the bench of a lot of the dead weight, Chris Boucher,
Yeah.
Kelly Olynyk, like these guys who are, you know,
Mm.
fringe vets who are not helping you on the floor and
Yeah.
not really helping off the floor. You know, no
Mhm.
disrespect to those guys. You know, I love those guys. Great contribution to their teams, but like
Mhm.
we're trying to build something here. And I'm taking it back to 2014 when we had like Grievous Vasquez and James Johnson. We're kind of in that middling area where we didn't know
Yeah.
whether we're competing or we tanking. Right? We almost
Yeah.
traded Kyle Lowry. Thank God. Thank you, James Dolan, for being an idiot and not going through that trade. But you know, like it feels the same way right now. It feels like we're in that moment of
We're like we feel like we're in the middle, but
yeah, like we're
like I
rebuilding, but like how hard are we? You know what I mean? Like how
yeah.
hard are we going? Are we going full 76ers? You know, are we going full Charlotte Hornets? 5 games and what was it? Five and something. They won like 5 games that year.
Yeah.
Like, are
But,
we going full rebuild? Like, what are we doing?
but
You
here
know?
that's the issue, right? Like if you look at this, right?
Yeah,
The top four, Cooper Flag, Dylan Harper, Ace
yeah,
Bailey, Edgecombe. These four I feel will change our team.
for
And
sure.
then that's where I would say let's start putting winning players around. If we don't
Got it.
get them, right?
Yeah,
This guy is a project. This guy, I don't know too much about this guy. These two guys are okay players, but they're not in the same tier as these three, and
right.
not in the same tier of him. Like I would even like if we dropped a fifth, I would even say grab the African South Sudanese guy center, and just like okay, we're losing again because these guys these are not going to change our future here. Like some of these guys are not going to change our future.
Right.
It's like okay, what do we do then? That's why it's very important that we lose,
We
and
have to get, regardless of the
it's
losing,
so
man, we just
important.
have to get that pick because the losing doesn't guarantee the pick, right? It gives you a
I
better
know, but
chance.
it gives us a better chance. Like look at
Yeah,
the amount of chances we have to get in the
for sure.
top four right here,
For sure.
where we are now. If
Yeah,
we drop it here, there's like literally a 7% chance we can get that seventh pick, where we don't want that.
we
Like
don't
the
want that
like
at all.
we don't want these odds. We want these odds. This one here. Even if we
I'm
got
trying to
last.
gauge it. I'm trying to gauge it because we know how the NBA works. I'm not gonna
Mhm,
jump into conspiracy theory. That's
mhm.
not the this pod, but you know, do the Raptors like does the league want to give us Cooper? Like you have to look at it that way, right? Like
Now you're changing the pod, man.
no, no,
I don't.
no. I just want to say, like, because remember when Zion was around, right? The whole thing was, I think it was the Knicks. Yeah, because the Knicks had the third. They got the third pick, which was RJ. Third or second, I can't
Yeah,
remember.
third,
Something like
third. It was there,
that. Third
Jay.
pick.
Yeah,
And I think the War. No, not the
Memphis.
Warriors. Memphis
Memphis
had
got
this.
second. Yeah,
So I remember it was like, yo, they're gonna give the Knicks the first pick, but they didn't end up with the first pick. They still got a
yeah.
good player. They didn't use him properly, but they got a good player, RJ. Um, but the Pelicans, it was like a gift because they had just lost Anthony Davis, right?
Same thing, and that was unfair. Same thing what they did with
It was
Cleveland.
a
Remember,
gift. Yeah,
as soon
exactly. They
as
lost
they
LeBron
had,
and they gave them Kyrie, and then LeBron comes back and wins
yeah,
with Kyrie. Like it was it was so obvious the backroom handshake deals that were going on in the NBA.
it
So
felt like it.
I'm wondering, is the league gonna give us a number one pick after Kawhi said, "Yo, I'm out of here"? I'm
So
kind of
I
asking the league.
I wonder about this as well
Yeah.
because conspiracy. I also think about Utah.
One more
So
thing. Sorry, one more
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Masai is also in not turmoil, but the negotiation of the contract.
How to
Plus,
bring
he's
that up, bro? I'm about to bring that up.
plus hold on. Plus, he's on the board of whatever for the NBA, right? He's on
Yeah.
the board of governors, right? I think it is board of governors, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but does the league want to give us the number one pick after 2019 when things were looking
So
up?
so let
Vince
me
Carter just
okay.
reconciled. Bro, there's
Okay,
so
I'm gonna
many
put my
things. The stars are
I,
aligning. Bro.
it's too, but okay,
So
but
many things
here's
reconciled.
okay. Let me give you a little bit of it's conspiracy. This is all alleged.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah. All alleged. And this we don't
okay.
do this often.
We don't
This
do
is
this
the
often.
pod.
This is alleged.
All right.
This is how. So Masai is going into his last year of his contract, I believe,
Yes.
this year.
Yep.
Okay,
Ownership has just changed.
yeah,
Raptors
Jonas just
land.
changed,
Yep.
right? I think that this year is a transition for him to leave.
So you have to remember we're also the fifth most valuable franchise in the NBA.
Yes, but him and Ed
High.
Rogers don't
Yeah.
see eye to eye.
I know.
One,
I know.
one, one. Two, the
Yep.
guy that came in to be Masai's boss
Yep.
already cleared out the the Toronto FC,
Yep.
cleared everyone out.
Really.
So yeah, and now everyone's new. So
Yeah.
this is actually an opportunity. Now, hear me out.
Yeah. I'm listening. I'm listening.
If we get the first pick, even if
Uh-huh.
it's the second pick, first the second pick.
Yeah. We got the first
Now,
three. Yeah.
now
Yeah.
what GM wouldn't want to start off with a
But
budding
that's the thing.
star
That's
in
the thing.
Scotty
It's not a
Barnes?
GM. It's not a GM. It's okay.
Hold
You see,
on, hold on,
but
hold on.
beside, okay,
Let
go
me land.
land.
Let
Go
me
ahead.
land.
Go ahead. Go
Right.
ahead. Go ahead.
So first off, perfect opportunity to transition Masai out as
Yeah.
this great guy that did whatever, and
Won us
now
a title.
new player, a new guy has come in,
Yeah.
and the new guy is going to come in and he's going to clean out house because the Raptors have put because we don't know Darko's contract. So now he just clean out house at
Yes.
Darko. We bring
Yeah.
in his own coach, right? Everything is now focused on that number one pick, that Cooper Flag or Dylan Harper.
Yeah.
Everyone's focused on that, right? And
Yeah.
that's where the transition happens of everyone clearing out house and everything new coming in. And now the first pick, we're gonna get a top general manager because who wouldn't want a job like this? We're gonna get a top coach. You remember,
Okay.
Ime
Hold on.
Aduka said
Yeah.
no to us. You know, multiple coaches said no to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Because
now we have this. Oh, okay.
remember a couple things with that Udoka thing, right? It was at
Oh,
the
and
time.
sorry, and we have salary space, salary cap space.
Yeah, we
So
do. We have a lot of space. Yeah. Yeah.
so
Um, I'm there's so much I can say about this, but I think for me the stars are
you brought it
aligning.
up, bro.
I
You
I,
brought it.
I still don't know if Masai leaves. I still, for some reason, something is telling me that he doesn't want to leave, but he wants a bigger position, right? I know he's already the president, but I
He's
think
not
what he,
getting it.
I no, hear me out. I get that. I get that, and I'm with you 100%. I'm just saying, I think what he wants, right? Remember, Masai is all about building, corporations and building, like the Raptors. I feel like the Raptors to him is like a side project, right?
That
Remember,
bro.
he
So
has
let me
Giants of
jump in. Let me
Africa.
jump in here. Let me jump in here.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I feel the exact same way, and I
Not in a
feel
bad
like
way though. Not in a bad way.
no, I think it's in a bad way because he's not
I don't think
focused.
so.
So,
No,
for example,
yeah,
we traded Pascal.
yeah,
And that whole debacle was crazy. But we
sure,
traded Pascal, and we had a $5.6 million trade exception
yeah,
that expired yesterday. So what the
yeah. I know.
hell have they been doing, bro? What like that's what I'm saying. Like, of course, if this guy is paying attention to this team, wants to improve this team, he would be like he's out there like
Right.
doing interviews and stuff like that. That's what I'm talking about. I
But
think
again, remember,
why
he's not the
couldn't you
GM.
use that?
He's not the GM, and he also promoted
But
another
he signs the papers, and
Brett
he's the one that put what's his name,
Bobby.
um, Bobby in charge. So that is
Right.
on him.
So hold on, hold on. This because okay, this is interesting because Bobby's the GM, right? Teresa, I think, is assistant GM right now,
Mhm.
right? To me, what it looks like he's giving them all free reign to do whatever. People don't remember, Bobby was the one that set up the DeMar DeRozan Kawhi trade, right? Masai was in Africa, bro, when
Just
that
a
happened,
number. Yeah,
and he
but
called them
hold
and
on.
said, "Hey, we have a chance. Hold on, let me finish. We have a
Yeah.
chance to get this guy." He said, "Okay,
Mhm.
do it, but let's talk to DeMar first." Never spoke to him, according to DeMar. Whatever, whatever. Anyways, let me just say this, and I'm gonna let you
Yeah.
go. I think Masai has one. He's done what he said he's gonna do here, right? Which was bring
Mhm.
a championship, right?
Yeah.
Love you for that. Love you for that. I think now Masai is like, and to your point, he's looking at the future. I don't think it's over with him and the Raptors. I don't think that. What I think he's trying to do, he's trying to set up the next 15 years and he's going to walk out gracefully, like you said. But I
Mhm.
think he's not going to be done with the Raptors. I don't think it's a full exit. I just think it's more of a like, I'm going to be like the overlord. You guys do your thing. Remember, he wants to build the league in Africa. That's his whole
That's
thing.
and I was just about to bring that up
But,
because
but,
I
but
kind of
hold
feel
on.
like he's not gonna he yeah, go ahead.
I think that that's going to be a benefit for us, bro. right? I think he's
Yeah,
a better
well, I think that's
more
the reason
he
why he drafted Shamshay in the first place,
of
was because
course.
he wanted to show, and I
Pascal,
think he wants to have
OG, all these guys. Yeah, go ahead.
I think he wants that's what he wants to do. And but I think he's distracted with that. And still like because they
Yeah,
talked
but
about having a
okay,
league.
but is he distracted if he's not the one doing the day-to-day work? You know what I mean? Like, though that's up to Bobby and
But
Teresa and
he's
the rest of the team,
so
right?
that so then there where's the accountability then? If so
Because
say
they come to him with the final say, okay, we've done all this work, we've looked at these guys. What do you think about it? Okay, he's gonna take a look. Like I saw him at the post game against the win against the Celtics. He was there in the background. So I'm not
yeah,
saying he's not like focused. I listen, Masai, we never know his hand, right? He's a true Nigerian. We
he
never
doesn't
know
leak.
what he's
Yeah.
doing next, bro. We never know. But one thing about Nigerians and Africans, you have to remember, they're
Yeah.
always looking to move up, bro. They're always looking to move up, right?
But there's nowhere more to move up with the Raptors. Ed Rogers is not interested in
This is
him.
what I'm
I
saying. I
mean,
don't think
you
it's with
know,
the Raptors because
so then
he's already
so why
president.
would why would he stay then? That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think he's staying.
Listen,
I
Andre,
don't think
we're
he's
saying the
staying.
same thing. We're saying the same thing, but I think you believe that he's gonna leave the organization
Yeah,
altogether.
I think he's leaving the organization.
I don't think it's
And I
that.
think Bobby's gonna get cleared out and it's gonna be a whole like uprising because
And that's why I
yo,
think Masai is trying to lock in his guys before he leaves. I
okay.
believe that, bro. I really believe it. I think he's trying
Interesting
to keep
debate.
those guys locked in before he's like, all right, you guys are good for the next 10 years. I can step away now. And you guys
Yeah,
completely run the Raptors, right? But we'll
yeah.
see. We'll see. We don't know. We'll
We'll
see.
see. All right,
Yeah, man.
we've been going for a while. We're probably
Sorry,
gonna
it's gonna. And one more point,
take
it's gonna hinge on whether or not we get that number one pick. Because I think if we
yeah,
don't, it's gonna complicate things. But yeah, I'm
yeah.
done.
If we get like the fourth pick, it's gonna
Yeah,
be
it's
then
gonna complicate things. Yeah, but go
because
ahead.
Cooper Flag is he's a
Yeah,
player, man. So,
generational.
anyways, let's shift gears here. We
Yep.
want to kind of give a grade for for the Raptors. The Raptors have
Oh,
played
middle
42
point.
games.
Uh,
So the
half
leading
report
scorer is
cards.
RJ Barrett. Sorry, say that again.
I was halfway mid-season report cards.
Yeah, kind of a mid-season report card.
Okay.
Raptors, RJ Barrett has been holding down the points per game
Yeah.
at 22 points per
Yeah.
game,
Yeah.
leading the team. Um, number two is Scotty with 19.9. And Emmanuel Quick. Well, we can't even say Emmanuel quickly, but here's
He's
Grady Dick,
19.
which is nice, 16.1 points per game.
It's
Then
crazy
we
how
got
him and Cook and Bruce Brown have played the same amount of games, and it doesn't feel like that, no?
yeah,
It feels
because he hasn't Bruce Brown hasn't even really played.
yeah, but that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. It feels weird. Anyways,
yeah.
continue.
And then sorry for rebounding now, we got Jakob Pertl
Merkel. Yep.
holding it down 10.6,
Yep.
Scotty with 8, and then RJ with 6.6, which is really good because
Absolutely.
these three players have been, stats wise, have been
Yep.
really good.
Yep.
We're going to the assists now. Scotty's leading the team in assists, but
Yeah.
look at that. Three players have
Yeah.
6 assists per game.
Just RJ's.
Minus, well, we can minus Emmanuel quickly just
Yeah,
because,
just off the sample size.
but
Yeah, I think
that's
in
not
that
bad.
15 assist game, just kind of
Yeah.
boosted him up. Yeah.
And we're averaging about 28.9 assists a game, which is way better than
Average. Yes.
before.
Yeah.
Let's go to steals. Scotty leads the team in steals, 1.5, and Jakob Pertl 1.2, which is very
Yeah.
interesting.
Interesting.
Um, and then going to blocks, 1.2 for Pertl. Scotty's almost at one block a game. But here comes the
3.4
sadness. 3
turnovers.
points for turnovers.
It's
RJ
bad
is at
when your top two players are turning the ball over that much, man. It's
the
tough.
most. And then 15.5 turnovers per game we
Yeah.
average. The league average, I think, is about 10, 11 or 12.
Yeah.
So it's kind of tough.
Yeah.
When we look at this, and then the Raptors are 10 and 32,
Yeah.
what would you say offensively? What would you grade them offensively
The
in this
Raptors
season?
in total or
Yeah,
players in division? In
Raptors
total,
in total. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna grade them a C. The
Okay.
reason why I'm gonna grade them a C offensively is because they have not had, like, even though RJ's averaging 22 points, he's missed a lot of games. The offense itself has been like there's no real identity yet to the
Yeah.
offense, right? In the
As you
beginning
can
of
see,
the year,
RJ is at 18 attempts a game.
wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Um, but again, There's no identity to the starting five. We've only seen them for like what 18 minutes, I
Mhm.
think it is, something like that. Some
Oh,
crazy.
we've no, we've seen like 4 games of them
I know, but I
basically.
was joking about the 18 minutes, but it's something small sample size, right? And you know, it's hard to build any kind of chemistry when you guys aren't playing together, right? The
Yeah.
most chemistry I've seen this year so far is when RJ and Grady Dick were
Yes.
playing. That they had that amazing stretch for like I think it was like 8 or 9
2 weeks or so.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great stretch of basketball between the two. They looked like Vince and T-Mac. They were going back and forth trading buckets, but
Yeah.
they look really good together. And we've lost that. I haven't seen it since, right? Um,
Mhm.
Quickly had a couple good games with Scotty, and then we lost that too. Also, Pirtle and Scotty had a good couple games
Yeah.
together. We lost it. So it's like every week it's like a different trend of
Mhm.
offensive play, and I think that's not a good formula to win in the NBA.
Yeah.
Obviously, we haven't won, so it just proves that the offense isn't like we're scoring points, but in this NBA, you got to put up a lot of points to win. And
Yeah.
our defense is last, I think, in the NBA. Which, if your defense is last and you're not scoring points,
That's tough.
it's
Yeah.
a recipe for a disaster.
It's interesting too. Like our 3-point shooting has been really abysmal. Like,
It's horrible. We don't have
you
any
know,
shooters on the team except for Grady
yeah.
Dick and Jacoby
Well,
Walter,
the
decent shooter.
best one is Jameson Battle, and we don't play him.
Shout out to Battle, man. I
So
haven't seen that guy play in a while, even in the good games.
41%. So these are
I don't.
things that, for me, I think I would give the Raptors offense. Um, I would say, I'd go C minus because I kind of think it's not been bad in a sense where like we can put up points, like we're
For sure.
putting up points.
For
I
sure.
just think just the flow of the game and how they're getting the points and
Yes.
who's getting the points and who's shooting it and stuff like that. Like
Yep.
the attempts, as you can see, 3-point attempts. Grady has what 6 attempts a game, kind of thing.
It's
That's
crazy.
oh sorry, 6 attempts a game where he's hitting
Yeah.
2.3. I think
Yeah.
he needs to kind of go up a little bit,
For sure.
just to stay with this team, stay
Which
with
is
their,
odd.
their
Sorry to cut you off,
offense.
but which is odd because I thought Grady would have more opportunity with guys coming back in the lineup. But it just like I said, the offensive identity hasn't been there. I thought he would get more open looks and hit more shots that way. But maybe it's the teams are just recognizing that he's a really good shooter and they're not leaving him at all.
Well,
Um,
but I think it's too that one of the other issues is that he's a movement shooter. See,
yes,
he needs to kind of be put into positions where he can shoot and get into
guys
the
have to
lane,
find him. Yeah,
and
guys have
he
to find
needs.
him.
But they need to create gravity.
Yeah.
Again, I keep talking about this gravity thing. It's
Oh,
like
you're right.
you
Though. You're right.
need,
You're absolutely right.
yeah, you
Yeah, you
need
got to grab
someone to
the
draw another defender to
Yeah,
the
simple
defender to that.
basketball, bro. Simple
Yeah,
basketball.
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, I say C minus just because of that. What do you and let's go to defensively. I think the Raptors are a D,
It's
like complete
uh,
D or F. Sorry.
I was yeah,
Um,
straight F, bro.
yeah, I like defensively. Even the rebounding is
Yeah.
kind of suspect.
And you know what's funny as well with this grade is that regardless of the team defense, the
Mhm.
individual defense is just as bad, bro. Like guys are
Yeah,
getting beat off the dribble way too easily.
the
They're
backdoor
acting like
cuts.
it's 96 MJ in front of them, and they can't keep a body in front of guys. Even the example of Scotty when he's clapping his hands at Tatum, like yeah, you had a good effort in the beginning of the play, but the
Mhm.
minute it was 1-on-1, he walked past you
You walk
off a
past you.
simple screen. Like, you know what I mean? It should not be that way, bro. Guys have
I
to, outside of Shed and Davion Mitchell, like, I need to see guys body up a little better, man. And to have those guys on the team and our defense be F is a glaring issue for me.
I just
Glaring.
wonder. People keep I keep saying this. The defense is effort and positioning.
Absolutely.
I believe that like that's the key.
And we talked
And
about it. The effort is on the players and the
yeah,
positioning is on the coach, right?
yeah. And I like the backdoor stuff makes that just hurts
Oh,
my mind. And then
oh
the 3-point line. How do we defend the 3-point line? Like we have to like you see how the NBA is going. We have to figure out a way to defend the 3-point line. And
bro.
again, and I talk about this all the time. People, oh, Pirtle is this. One of the main issues is Pirtle. We
Yeah,
cannot defend the 3-point line because Pirtle's sitting in the paint. He
yeah,
cannot move his feet. He can't come back on offense, on defense, anything like that because he's so slow.
exactly.
He's so slow footed, and it's not his fault. Like that's just
It's just
he's
who
just
he
a big
is.
guy.
Yeah.
And just the style of play that we have just doesn't doesn't
It
vibe
doesn't
with
help. It doesn't help him.
doesn't help. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, So yeah, um, let's. I think I don't want to go and give individual players
No,
grade
no, no, no. Because
like
we're gonna talk bad about each and every one
each
of
and
them.
every one of them. Yeah. Let's go into some stuff from our some fans. I asked a few questions,
Oh, nice.
basically asking. Yeah. So
Shout out to the
what
fans.
did you? Yeah. So Snaf, thank you so much for answering my questions here. Um, let me see if I can get it a little closer. So.
Yeah.
Some of the fans were talking about like, what do you want to see? What did you see in the past 42 games that you don't want to see in the next 40? Right?
Injuries. Injuries. Number one. Injuries.
Injuries, okay. Injuries for you. Me, I don't mind injuries, but if it can help us lose certain games, but
Okay, well, in that case, yeah. But what I mean by injuries,
not,
I want to see some kind of identity from the team. I don't know what we are yet. I don't know who we are yet. I
yeah.
don't know what we are yet, and it's
I
sad.
feel like
You know?
I was talking about emotions, man. But
Yeah,
when Scotty was screaming
yeah.
after beating Boston and how much like,
Because he
that
wants to
got me
win, bro.
so energized,
He
man.
wants to
Like I
win.
want to see more of that. Like
Of course, of
So
course.
anyways, back to Snaf. Snaf was
Yeah.
pretty cool to give me a little bit of a
Shout out to
thing.
Steph.
So
That's very
what you
detailed. I like
saw
it.
was fight and effort and competitiveness from the young core,
Yeah,
embracing leadership from players like Scotty IQ and RJ.
yeah,
Rookies are flourishing and their willingness to listen to the vets and coaching staff on how they can improve. What I don't want to see is giving up defensively, lack of effort, and just not being in tune with one another at times. And I think that comes with experience, like
for sure,
experience.
for sure.
Second question I asked was, what do you think the Raptors' record will be in the final 40 games? I think
I think it's gonna
I don't
bury in
mind.
the first half, bro.
I think it's gonna, yeah.
It's gonna
I
bury,
think it's
regardless if we get our players back. Because even with Bruce Brown back, I thought would give a little energy or a little boost with some of the guys back. It's looked just as bad.
Yeah,
With
we got Nabil here. So, hey, Nabil,
what's
let me
up,
know if
Nabil?
you want to come up and answer these three questions that we have. We'll share the link with you, and you can jump up. Just put it in the in the message, and we can ask you the question. So, the second answer, Snaf had said, think with how easy it gets to, I can see them winning a few more games, but it really comes down to whether they can stop playing more bets,
Yeah,
stop playing vets more, and often in just putting out a tank lineup. The record honestly depends on the deadline.
let the rookies play. I agree with
Let
him.
the rookies play, yeah.
Let the
And
rookies.
then your realistic wish for trade deadline. This is something that's interesting.
Ooh,
Um,
realistic wish. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, realistic. And
Okay.
so Snap wants vets are gone. He just wants the vets gone.
Clear
I'd
out
be
the
shocked if
cap.
any one of these young core gets moved this year or next year. They might go full on young core and maybe one or two vets. Anything you can get back for assets for the next 2 years, I'm all in for. So I completely agree with Snaf on that. Like,
Yeah,
honest to God, three players I want out. I want Boucher out, Bruce Brown out, and I want Pirtle out. I know people are just like, "Whoa, what do
wow,
you mean, Pirtle?" Bro, we
wow.
can't. We cannot play with Pirtle. It's not. It doesn't. We've been talking about that starting lineup and how defensively it's bad.
Yeah.
It is atrocious. And hey, if we lose Pirtle, we're gonna be even worse. I don't mind that. Let's work on getting a center. Let's get
I,
rim
think
runs. So
I think he is holding a spot for um, the young man in the G League right now, Chomshay. I
yeah,
feel like he is also just like he's not a bad player, but again, he doesn't fit what we're trying to do here,
yeah,
right? If he was a little younger, maybe, but right now, I
yeah,
feel like send him to somewhere where he can be competitive, right? Like he can play backup. He's not a starting center right now, and I think throughout his career, it's shown that if he's on a good team, he's not a starting center.
yeah. And
Serviceable, very
I,
serviceable, but not a starter.
again, I bring up my boy Brandon Carlson again.
Who
Okay,
had 11 points the other day in like 10 minutes?
hey,
It was like
I'm just
three,
saying, you
four.
guys went and let Brandon Carlson go,
Yeah, that
and
was odd to
that
me. And
was
then you release Bruno Fernando. That was
uh,
weird. Very
that was
weird.
weird. Hey,
Very weird. Someone
but
was drunk on that one, but
some
they
was
missed the ball. That had to be a
another.
typo. They meant to put Bruno Fernando and then type Ben Carlson instead. I
Hey,
don't know, man. I
I don't
don't
know
know.
what happened. Anyways, shout out to Carlson because his dad liked my tweet about him leaving in
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Miami. Yeah.
Shout out to Daddy.
So our boy Ja, I don't
Yeah,
know if I can say his name here, but Ja, he
big
came out.
job. Big up yourself.
You know who this is. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. Big up yourself.
So his answer to us is, um, what did you see in the last 42 games that you don't want to see in a 40? And he said growing pain, acceptance. It's a rebuild for all.
Uh,
So I'm like, hold on, who is he talking to? Is it
right.
the fans? Is it the management? Is it coaching? Is it the players?
Acceptance. No,
All of
it
the above.
can't
And
be management because management done told you it's a rebuild. So he's talking to the fans for sure.
yeah, but then why do you still have Pirtle on this team?
Listen, man, maybe there's no suitors for him, man. I don't know. I have no
Uh,
answer to that.
I doubt that.
I
But
have
he
no
said
answer.
all of the above. It took a while to admit it, but so the Darko Grady slander is a bit premature. I
It
don't
is.
agree with him. I
It
don't
is.
agree,
It is. It is.
especially since no one's talking bad about IQ and his unavailability. Yo, that's
That
some
is a
slight.
big
Yo,
issue.
this man said something slight right there. Yo, so
Well, it's
um,
an issue for me too.
Scotty Johnson
You can't sign a big contract like that and then
and Dip.
like your whole career you've been pretty serviceable. Now you get a contract and your elbow hurts, your hip strain, and you're out for like 3 weeks.
My back, my neck, my
Come
back.
on, bro. Come on.
Again, Nabil, if you're listening, you can just send me a message. Hold on, let me.
He wants to come up.
He said yo, so I'm gonna put the link in the
Sure.
chat
We're
so they
almost
can.
done though. If you don't jump on, we're about to leave him.
Yeah, we're about to leave. Anyways, okay, so there's that, and who was the last one? There's one more. I don't remember, but it's okay. Thank you guys, fans, for we're talking
Yes.
about that.
Appreciate that, man. Send some more.
Yeah, we'll get into it. So just let's get into around the league. Oh no, we got to do predictions. Predictions for next week.
For this week, yeah.
Let me pull that up because, and we didn't today. We're not doing the offensive, defensive player of the year week and
Hell
stuff
no.
like that, just because
It's trash.
it's trash. So next week we got the Orlando Magic. Let me show my screen. This one.
Paulo Banquero's back.
Yeah, Paulo's back. So we got a Magic on Tuesday.
Suggs
We
is
got
out though.
we got the Hawks on the 23rd.
Really good basketball again, which I thought they would have blown it up this year at the beginning.
Hey,
This
sometimes
offseason,
players do things right.
listen,
Sheldon, like
step up.
Dyson Daniels, that
Yep,
guy's gonna. I think he's gonna get most improved because that kid came out of nowhere.
yep, yep.
Pelicans traded him for
Peanuts, bro.
nothing.
Pelicans, they need to clean house, man. I'm sorry.
I thought they would be good, man, because
They need to
man,
clean
as soon
house.
as they
They haven't. The players they have now are very talented, but they haven't put faith in them, and then they're all injured now. And it's like the first report you're hearing is like they got to get rid of such and such and such.
yeah
So I think they've lost all faith in their team. They just got to start over. Sad to
yeah
say, but now's the time, bro.
yeah.
If you want a good pick, now's the time.
I don't know. That's gonna be tough for them. I
Yeah.
hope they don't get the number one pick because it's not gonna be fair.
No.
Three
Don't.
number one picks in a amount
Nope.
of years.
Nope.
So I kind of have the Raptors. I think I'm going to have the Raptors going 1-3 this year.
What's the schedule again? Say the team. The
So
game.
Orlando on Tuesday, and then back to back with Atlanta in Atlanta.
Oh, it's back to 2 games in Atlanta.
Yeah,
What the hell?
Toronto, Atlanta, back to back. And I
Is
kind
that
of feel
yeah,
like they'll
schedule?
win one and they'll lose one.
Is that? I've never seen that. We play back to back in the same city.
That is a very very weird schedule.
I've
Yes.
never seen that before ever. And what's the third game? Is only 3 games?
Yeah, 3 games. Yeah.
Sorry, what's the fourth? Oh, okay. I saw four.
Orlando on Tuesday, Thursday the Hawks, and then Saturday the Hawks. All in Atlanta.
I'm gonna say we go. We're gonna go 2-1. We're gonna beat the Magic.
I don't think we're beating the Magic, bro.
We're gonna beat the Magic.
Is Suggs even back? Is he back?
He's not back. He's Paolo's back, and I think he's on a restriction, so that helps.
What I saw in that Milwaukee game, I don't know. I don't know, man.
That's true.
And Orlando is big and long. You remember last time the guy I wanted to draft,
Bethesda?
Tristan De Silva, just
Oh, the
destroyed him.
Silva. Yeah, I'm gonna change my pick. I'm gonna say we're going to 0-3.
Really, you don't think we'll beat one in Atlanta? I think we'll
Atlanta's
beat
feeling really
one.
good, and we do not. It's funny enough, we have good defensive guards, but the guards are killing us this year.
Oh my god!
And Trey Young is the ultimate guard killer in this NBA. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 0-3, man. And
Uh,
who the hell has back-to-back Atlanta in one city? Like,
in
when
one
does this
city,
happen?
that's
Adam Silver,
different, man.
what's going on, bro? And it's
That's
snowing in Atlanta. So who knows? Who
it's
knows, bro?
different. Yo. All right, let's get around the league for we've been here for an hour and 50 minutes. Let's do around the league and quickly go through some of these stories. First up, sharing the tab, our boy
Yep.
Gafford is is reportedly available for trade. So
What is
this is the
happening
type of player I
in
would
the?
want for
Yeah.
like to
Yep.
replace Brittle. What are your thoughts on this? Because we were talking in the back channel, like
Yeah.
why would Mavs want to move on from Gafford?
It makes no sense because
Yeah.
he, ever since he came over from Washington, he's looked like a totally different player. Now that he's had, two amazing guards, lead guards, he can just be a rim runner, lob threat, plays great defense.
Yeah.
He's hardly injured, like he's always there playing. But I think, like I told you earlier, I think they're really high on the kid Lively, man, and I think they
Yeah,
want to,
but averaging
play.
11 points per games and six
I don't get
rebounds.
it either. Listen, I'm with you,
Yeah.
bro. I don't get it. I don't get it. But remember, a lot of these NBA teams, they always looking at what's the future, what's the potential, who am I going to build my future with. It makes no sense to me, right? Seeing the eye test or what I've seen him play
Mm.
with Dallas, but hey, I don't know. Maybe they're trying to swing another trade for another scorer. I don't know. I have no idea why they're doing this. No
Makes
idea,
no
bro.
sense. I say this is a bad look on this. So
It is
uh,
bad, but we
I,
don't we don't know. There hasn't been any trades yet, so let's
yeah.
just see. Let
All right.
us see.
Second thing up, the Cavs
Yeah,
are looking to pair um, our boy Cam Johnson from the Brooklyn
this would be a
Nets.
great addition, bro.
I think it would, man. I think this would actually
Amazing addition.
may actually legitimize Cavs. I just don't know what
Yeah,
they're gonna trade for him. Maybe they free Amani Bates and let him play in Brooklyn. That would be great because I like Amani Bates. That kid can play. Um, but what do you think of Cam Johnson playing alongside like Darius Garland and
it's
Donovan Mitchell
called
and
it's called buckets. Cam Johnson does not need to. He's the modern day Klay Thompson,
yeah.
minus the defense. Klay Thompson was an amazing defender pre-injury in the finals there against the Raptors when we won the
Mhm.
championship. You remember that time,
Yeah.
2019? Yeah, when we won the championship. Remember? Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't recall. What was that?
It was
What
June
happened there?
2019.
What
Anyways,
happened
yeah, Cam Johnson, bro. If we pair him pair him with a Darius Garland who's very shifty and who attracts the defense, like your word, gravity.
there? Mhm.
Donovan Mitchell, who another gravity player who gets to the rim, attract defense, and you got the Twin Towers in the middle.
Yeah.
If I'm Cam Johnson, bro, I will pack my bag. I'll pay my own flight. I will pay my own whole. I'll pay everything just to be
Yeah.
on the team right now, bro. Are you kidding
What's
me?
interesting about
It's
this
an
is
amazing
that
team.
in the fourth quarter when they start to kind of
Focus.
they'll focus on trying to win the game and stuff like that. They don't play Evan Mobley and Jared Allen together. This Cam Johnson would be the perfect four for that.
Absolutely.
And like
Absolutely.
especially if you're gonna be playing like Mobley and him together
Yep.
on the court, this would be great. And then same with Jared Allen and him
Only thing
because now
is,
yeah,
who do they give up? Because he can't sign, obviously.
no,
Who do
it's
they give
draft
up?
picks.
They want picks, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be draft picks,
Give them
and
all the
they
picks.
better be getting Manny Bates because
I was about to say, give them all the picks because Cleveland right now, if they get Cam Johnson, would probably have the youngest starting five that is a contender. I
yeah,
think outside of
other
OKC.
OKC, yeah. So
Yeah,
this
they'd
I
have
think
the
this is a good move for them. Um,
absolutely.
yeah, I think this is a good move.
Pull the trigger,
Let's
man. Pull the
let's move
trigger,
on
bro. What are you
here to
doing?
another very interesting one. Milwaukee Bucks remain interested in Jimmy Butler.
Don't do it, guys. Don't do it.
Why not, man? I think
Do
it actually makes sense.
it. Don't mess with what. Listen, Milwaukee just figured it out. They just recently figured it out. Who they are with Damian Lillard and Giannis. They just figured it out. Middleton is finally back in the lineup. He's not playing great, but he's back to, being a serviceable third-ish option.
Okay,
Do
let
not
me ask
mess
you a
this up
question.
because let me finish. Hold on, let me finish. Because at the end of the game, you know who's gonna want the ball? Jimmy Butler. He's gonna want the ball, and Damian Lillard needs the ball in the end of the game. Giannis is gonna want the ball at the end of the game. I'm telling you, bro, don't do it. You never add. You never add another headstrong player to a team that already had. Like you don't add two alphas together like that, unless you have.
I'm gonna say this. Okay, I gotta say this, bro.
Go ahead.
Jimmy Butler is better than Middleton. He's better defensively.
Nobody's saying that. That's not my
I
point.
think he
You're
fits.
missing the point.
And
No.
Jimmy is a professional. He will fit right in.
Jimmy Butler, who has fought his way off of how many teams now?
Bro, I see. I
What are we
don't
talking
agree.
about?
I think Jimmy is they're misdiagnosing this guy. This guy wants to win, and I'm telling you right now, this guy willed that Miami team to 2 final appearances. There's no one in hell. Like, come on.
Okay, Andre,
If
I'm gonna
you
give you
put
an
Jimmy-
analogy. I'm gonna give you an analogy right now. You know,
Okay.
in the jungle, right? In the Sahara, not the
No, I
Sahara,
don't. I will never
the
go there.
desert, the jungle. I'm gonna say the desert. The jungle, lions and pride lions. When there's two alphas in the pride, you know what
Yeah.
happens? They
Yeah.
fight to the death, bro. They fight to the death to see who is gonna lead the clan. Jimmy Butler is not going to Milwaukee to play third fiddle, bro. What are we talking about?
Bro,
Third fiddle? Hell no.
He will defer. He's done it before.
Don't
Hey,
believe
the
it.
Philadelphia team, bro.
When?
The Philadelphia team. He was
No.
the
He
third
was not
fiddler
the
on
third
that
option.
team.
He was not the third option. Nope. He was
He
second
was
option.
the third option on that
He was
team.
the second option, bro. Ben Simmons was not the second option. He was a third, maybe fourth option offensively. What are we saying?
I'm telling you, Jimmy Butler
Jimmy
would make
Butler
the
was
team.
the second best player on that team.
This
The
team
last
would
time
be
Jimmy
better.
was the third option is when he was on the Bulls when Derrick Rose and them were going to the
Okay,
playoffs.
so let me shift to gear again, right? And think about it this way. One of the main reasons why the Bucks have been doing so poorly is the loss of Drew Holiday. Jimmy Butler will fill the Drew Holiday hole in a sense defensively. So if you make him be the point of attack defender, bro, I'm telling you, this would be a match made in heaven.
There's more to it than that. That is a great point, but remember, Jimmy is an offensive player as well, as much as he is a defensive player, and he's gonna want that basketball, bro. You do not want to mess with the chemistry right now. What they have is working.
I think Jimmy will defer. I believe.
I don't see it.
He did it in Philly, bro. He did it in
He
Philly.
did not do it in Philly. What are you talking about?
He did it in Philly
to the MVP.
Yeah, and I think he's going to be playing with another MVP and a dynamic scorer. He will be focused on defending his player.
Who needs 20 shots a game. They have
Bro,
Giannis who needs 30 shots a game. Where is he getting shots?
Think about defensively. Like this team, like first of all,
he's not just go there to be a defensive player, bro. I'm telling you right now.
This is the one time you and I are on.
And on top of that, he wants $30 million a year. You think he's gonna play? No, bro. Stop it. No. There's no way a team is paying $30 million to make him a third option. There's no way.
Okay.
There is no way. What are we saying?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I disagree.
I think it would be great. I think it would be great. Okay. Next one up. Here we go. This I think is bare foolishness.
This is 100% false. Okay, first of all, look at the picture. Look at Masai's face. He's laughing at everyone who posted this report. Because
you know who posted this report, bro?
Bro.
You know who posted this report?
It was
Doug Smith.
Yeah, I know. But guess
Doug
what?
Smith, I think he's talking. I think, bro, this is what I think. I think the Raptors do want to get into Jimmy Butler. They need to move some players. But
for sure.
Ain't nobody want our players, bro. I don't
No, that's
think
not
so.
true. That's not true because
I
that
don't think
game.
they want us at the prices that Masai is saying.
Sure, maybe that because Masai is gonna be egregious.
Yeah.
Like, give me 8 first-round picks for Bruce Brown
Oh
and
my god.
James Sabata or something like that. But I don't think anyone knows outside of Masai and his group chat on his BBM. I think he's the last person in the world that has BBM. So him and his
In
BBM,
North America.
his BBM chat are the only people that know what's going on. And I feel like, yeah, they might want to get in on it to kind of offset some of these contracts,
Mhm.
but I don't think the Raptors are in a rush. Okay, who are we? We're not looking to sign anybody right now. We're just looking to offload players. It's not like before where we need cap space to potentially sign a star or
Mhm.
potentially trade for another star's big contract. The Raptors are trying to just start over completely through the draft. Right. Once we gather enough talent in the draft, then I think we're gonna go after certain players. But this whole report of getting in on Jimmy Butler is just to
No, no,
me.
no. It's not the report of being in not to get Jimmy
No,
Butler.
I know, I know,
Not
I know.
to
I'm just saying,
facilitate it.
the well, that's the framework of the trade, right?
Yeah,
I think the Raptors want to get in to just kind of offload
yeah.
money, right?
I,
In a
I
sense.
think it would be best. Like no matter what we do, we
Yeah,
need to use our money wisely, even if it's taking out a bad contract and
yeah,
getting a first round draft pick for it.
absolutely.
Let's do it because we're not
This is
trying
why
to win right now. So
this is why I asked you if you had more than one first round pick because
yeah,
if you have just the one,
no
I'm not.
one's giving up. No one's giving up the 2020. You know who has the most?
Yeah, okay,
Friggin'
see,
OKC has.
like 50,
Yo,
right?
let me tell you something. If Philly makes the playoffs, OKC gets their pick.
Yeah, which they will make the playoffs eventually.
Like this
At
is
least,
so.
at least to play it, like it's
Oh
stupid.
my gosh.
But you know what? I think that's good because that takes the pressure off them being competitive or sorry, winning a championship. Right? I
Yeah,
think they need to start slow, get as deep as they can in the playoffs, see what they need, and then you can just swing for it. Hey, dangle a pick in front of a team's face. Look at the
exactly.
first round pick.
Well, I think they got to move a bunch of those picks because
They
they
do,
don't
they
even
do,
have
they do.
roster space, right? All right.
But
So
yeah, go ahead.
MVP ladder, halfway point of the season.
There's only one person I care
I
about
think
on that.
they've got it. I think they've got it this right.
Finally,
Yeah,
finally. It's clear cut, man. Clear cut. SGA is the MVP of the
yeah,
league.
yeah.
He's
SGA
shown
is playing on a different level right now. I know
his
Jokic
pace.
is good, but
His
he's not
pace
winning.
is like Kobe, T Mac,
Yeah.
Jordan when they're in that zone of like I'm gonna get the ball here and you're not gonna
Yeah.
stop me. You know, he's
Did you
not
hear
even
his
studying out there.
you hear his comments about he doesn't need free throws?
Yeah, bro. The
That's
kid,
to
the
drop
kid
40,
is
you
so
don't need no
good.
free throws, bro.
He's so good. He's not even foul baiting. You remember when like Harden and those guys were going off and they were
Yeah.
scoring a lot of points? It was a lot of foul baiting, and I used to hate it. This is basketball. What SGA is playing, he's learning how to get his angles, get his shot off without any contesting. His handle is tight as ever, right?
The
And
game is completely slowed down for him.
super slow,
I've
bro.
been watching his like a few of his games and he just like it's just like he's so methodical.
He's taking
Just
like
knowing
3 steps, and then he's at the rim. I'm
oh
like,
my
what's
gosh.
this?
No
What
one
is
can
this?
cover him, bro. No,
It's so
I
bad.
do agree with the Donovan Mitchell up there. That is necessary.
That's
I think
disrespectful.
where do you think he should be?
Disrespect. Take out Carl Anthony Towns right now.
Why? He's been playing well. What do you say? No, bro. That guy's like 20. He's playing, he has MVP numbers this year, and the Knicks are winning.
Let me stop you right there. If you take Carl Anthony Towns off the New York Knicks,
Yeah,
what changes?
they have no big,
That's it. What changes?
bro.
He's
Look
not
at
even
his.
the best player on the team.
He is the best player on the team, bro.
No,
That's
he's not.
20. Look at this
No, he's not.
25, 25, 13, and 3 assists at
That's
55%
not
3 point
MVP numbers,
field
bro.
goal
That's not
shooting.
MVP numbers. I'm sorry.
Oh, bro,
What is their
he's
record right
playing.
now? What is their
Uh,
record?
hold on, pull it up.
Man, miss me with the Carl Anthony Towns. Put
You're
the
just hating on
best
the Knicks.
player
You have to give the Knicks a
on the
chance.
best. I didn't say take him off the completely. I'm saying take him out of the fourth spot. Right? Look what they are.
27 to 16, bro. They,
Third.
yeah, but that's still he's still doing well, man. What do
Donovan
you
Mitchell is number one. He's
Giannis
first
has
by 6
23
games.
wins, bro. 23
Bro,
wins. Come on,
the
man.
Cleveland Cavaliers have 34 wins and 6 losses. Why is Donovan Mitchell not higher on the list? Tell me why Carl Anthony Towns is 3 spots higher, 4 spots higher than him. Does that make sense to you?
Okay, I can allow that, but you
It makes
can't
no sense,
discredit Carl Anthony Towns.
bro.
He's been
I didn't
playing
say
out
I
of
didn't
his
say
mind.
he's not good. I'm saying Tiggy, he's not fourth in MVP voting. What are we saying here? Fourth with a no? Come on, man. Come on. He's
What do you think of Wemby at that 5
get
spot?
him out of there too.
I don't think he should be there. I think maybe
Get
he
him
might
out
be
of there,
there.
man.
I don't even know why. I don't think Cade should be on
Why
this
is
list.
Alperen Sengun why is Anthony Davis? Get him out of here, bro.
Who's
Get
missing from
him out
this
of here.
list? From that list?
Edwards. Let me see. Hold on. Give me a second, man.
I wouldn't give Ant 22 and 19. Nah,
Do I give Ant
not even.
MVP
I think you
consideration?
should have put Ja in there.
John Morant needs to be up there. Hold on. Let
I
me
think Ja should be up there. He's
check.
27 and 15.
Yep.
I don't know. And this is my opinion. I think what's his name deserves a nod too. Trey Young.
Yes,
Someone told me
definitely.
no, hell no, but
Somebody like that.
22 and
Okay, so
19.
no, but that's not the point. The point is they should have been way worse. You see, this is the thing.
Thank
I
you.
don't know what the
That's what I'm saying.
criteria is for this MVP thing because I feel like if you're the most valuable to your team, like if you take Young off that team, they're not in seventh, bro.
No.
They're probably fighting for the first pick like we are,
Yeah.
right?
And I think it's that they've put the right player around Trey Young. So Trey Young, terrible defender,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes,
But they
yes.
put the Dyson Daniels beside him. He is a beast defensively. And
Yeah,
then they finally put Hunter coming off the bench.
yep.
Great game. This is what I say to everyone.
And bro,
Everyone, listen to
yeah,
me. Take RJ and pull him off the bench. Let
yeah.
him be the sixth man.
And
That
you know
is
what?
where he'll strive.
The Hawks lost a good young talent in what was the coach's son name again, man? He was on the Raptors assistant coach Griffin, AJ Griffin.
AJ
They
Griffin,
lost
yeah,
AJ Griffin.
yeah,
That was a big blow to their development. But like, I thought they would have been tanking this year, right? And they're doing a lot better. And it's solely because of Trey Young and the young man you mentioned. So yeah, I feel like certain guys shouldn't be on this MVP list, bro. It's bad,
yeah,
it's real bad. But anyways, we can continue.
yeah. That's basically the last kind of thing I wanted to talk about.
Oh,
Just
before we go, can we
yeah,
talk about the egregious travel or non-travel calls in the NBA? It's getting disgusting, bro. There's a highlight tape out right now of players like right in front of the referee taking 4 steps, right on
all
like a
right.
step
So
back.
so
There's
we're
no
gonna have to
call.
argue about this. We're gonna have to
Argue.
argue about this, yeah, because the NBA has changed the rules. Okay, maybe if you
Why?
send me that video,
I was
send me that
if
video.
I can find it, sure, I'll send it to you.
But like the thing about it is that you have to watch the position of the ball in the hand. If the hand is on the side of the ball, it's not a travel. You can take as many steps as you want as long as the ball is on the side of your hand is on the side of the ball.
Say that again. You can take as many steps as you want.
Yes, many steps as you want as long as the ball
The
is
hell
on the
out.
side of your hand.
God.
Yep, that is the rule, and
Oh
they've
man.
changed it. Yeah. So another thing that people are starting to do, I don't know if you noticed that,
Yeah.
is they're now stopping in between their steps. And people are thinking that's travel, and it's not.
So because the ball's
So,
on the side of
so
their
you know how you do a Euro step?
yeah, yeah.
Instead of doing the Euro step, you stop on that one foot,
Oh my god.
wait, and then jump to the next foot. So now
Jeez.
that people are like, "Oh, that's travel." No, it's not. He's allowed to take 2 steps. It doesn't tell you how long the steps need to be between, right? I know what you're saying. It is
I hate
egregious,
it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But if it's a rule,
but
it's a rule. I can't
yeah,
argue that. If it's a
like
rule, it's a
you
rule. Whatever.
remember we used to complain about James Harden, bro. He
Yeah, with
gets the
that
ball on
double
his hand on the side of the ball.
and he took
He
4 steps back behind the 3-point line. It's ridiculous.
but he was the smartest player. When he's a smart player when it comes to manipulating the rules.
Giannis
He
as well.
knew he
Giannis
knows
with
how
that
to do it.
damn crab dribble takes 5 steps before he gathers, and they're like, "Oh, he took one dribble from the half court all the way to the rim." I'm like, "No, he took 9 steps in between a half a dribble." and he has these long strides. Like it's,
Yeah,
anyways.
it's
We can wrap it up there,
we
man.
can wrap it up there. Thank you
For sure.
guys for following along. Um, as I was coughing, thank you guys for watching. Please check out the No Service Podcast. I know
Drink your tea,
regular.
baby.
Yeah, we had a
Coffee
they had a
syrup.
great episode. Tell us a little
Yes,
bit about
sir.
the episode.
Which one? The no service?
The last one, the last No Service episode.
Oh man, it was a lot of fun, man. I had a friend on. Alicia was on. We talked about a lot of things. We talked about Canada going crazy. We talked about a lot of stuff, man.
Talk
We just
about
kind of
Trump.
keep it real. We keep it real over there, man.
Yeah,
It's a lot of fun, a lot of jokes. We
yeah,
take light of everything over there, but yeah, man, it's a lot of fun. Not too much serious talk. We like to laugh and joke around about life. So go check us out, man, if you wanna
awesome.
just relax and have fun with some friends.
Yeah, so that's No Service Podcast. Anywhere you get
Appreciate you,
um, anywhere you get your
man.
podcast.
Anywhere,
And
anywhere.
guys, please subscribe to my YouTube channel or
Yes.
this YouTube channel,
Let's go.
so that we can start to build more of a community. And guys, get involved. Message me. I'm
That's it,
really
man.
easy to talk to. Jump on Twitter. I'm Lindo_Cafe, and
Yes, sir.
we should get talking.
Let's do it.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much. Sheldon, I appreciate you. And
Always,
we'll
brother.
talk
Thank you.
next week.
Peace out.